Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Limitless podcast, where we dive deep into the mindset shifts that unlock true freedom and success. So, welcome back. I'm so glad to be with you today. This is episode 204. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about my 58th year on this planet. And by the time this podcast comes out, I will shortly be 59 years old. And my 58th year has been absolutely a season of peace, of so much freedom, and just seeing life from a different perspective. And I want to share that with you because I don't want you to wait until your 58th year to experience the freedom, the peace, and the joy that I have learned to experience in the last year. It's really been the last year and a half, 2 years. But as I look back at my journey of 58, there has been some very transformational experiences that I've had that I really want to share with you. Now, I want you to understand that the things that I'm going to share with you, they're not 100% perfect, but there are absolutely some habits that I have incorporated into my life that have really helped me stay in that peace and given me so much joy in what I am doing in my life. So let's get started on this. So there are so many things that I really want to share with you when it comes to what I've learned in my 58th year. And I know going into my 59th year, there will be even more. But the biggest thing for me is I stopped living from a place of happiness being a destination. And I started living from a place of right here, right now, and enjoying every single moment as if it were my last. And basically just allowing myself to be present, allowing myself to be so joyful in the tasks that I do today, not because I have to do them, because I truly, truly enjoy every piece of my life. It's been something that I've had to learn to do because my default programming was that happiness was a destination, that when I achieved, when I became wealthier, when. And truly, the most peaceful place to be is enjoying yourself in right here, right now. And how I learned to do that is honestly, I started getting out of my head and into my heart. I was always operating from a place of my headspace, constantly thinking and strategizing and mulling things over to make decisions and making sure it was the right decision. And I have learned to really tap into my heart, where my intuition, that inner knowing lies. And that intuition, following my heart, those nudges have never steered me wrong. And so now I'm super tapped into that and I follow that. I mean, instinctively, I just seem to know what the next steps are. And I don't overthink it. And it has given me so much peace. So that tapping into that inner knowing has been a practice that I have been doing for several years, but it has taken me in this last year really to narrow that in and really listen. So I want to ask you one question, because this is the question that I asked myself at the beginning of March 2024 when I turned 58. Is I asked myself, Deanna, are you truly living your life to the fullest? Like, are you really living life? Or are you just going through the motions and doing the work that you think you need to do, doing all the chores, doing all the things, but are you truly living life to the fullest? And the answer to that question was no, I'm not. I'm really not living life to the fullest. And these are some things that I chose to add to my life, as they're not 100%, like I said, but these are the things, the guidelines that I follow. Not really guidelines, they've really become a lifestyle. So I want you to understand that we are energetic beings. Everything is energy, including you. Your body operates from energy. When you are not at your best, you feel it. And why do you feel it? You feel it because you have low energy. Either it's because you haven't been taking care of yourself, you've been running yourself ragged, or you haven't been eating well, you haven't been exercising, you haven't been putting quality foods into your life, you haven't been around people who lift you and build you up, bring you energy, you've been focused more on being around people who drain your energy without you even recognizing it. So what I'm going to share with you, and what I am sharing you, I don't want you to go, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known this sooner. That's a tendency that we have when we learn something new. And I could definitely say that with all of the things I'm going to share with you, because if I would have known this earlier, I would have been able to live my life to the fullest. But now is the perfect time. It never could have come before this time because I didn't know better then. Now I have learned it. So I want you to adapt that same policy for yourself. So are you truly living life to the fullest? So knowing that you are an energetic being and everything is energy, once I really learned that and understood that, it's like, I need to live from a place of energy. Everything that I do in my life, I make the decision based on what it will do for my energy. Everything, everything, people, places, conferences, things, activities, all of the things that I put in my mouth, the food that I eat, the things that I do, all of those things are based on, will it give me energy? Now, let's be honest, there will be times when you have to do things that absolutely you don't love and don't necessarily bring you energy, but can you find joy in that? That's the key. Can you find joy knowing that that is loving or serving someone else, or loving and serving yourself in some way? Energy is everything, my friend. So I started living truly from a place of energy for myself, sustainable energy. And these are some of the things that I do and I've incorporated. I spend most of my time with people who dream big. I do. Who dream big, who plan, who enjoy life. And those people, I want to be around people who inspire me. I want to be around people who have done things better than I have done things. I want to be around people who are full of life and full of ambition and have similar likes that I have. So those are the people that I spend the majority of my time with. Now, family time for me is absolutely a must. So my family is included with that. And I'm telling you right now, if you have children, spend time just watching those babies learn and grow. It is one of the most fascinating things that I have ever seen. And I did not see that I did see it in my children, but with your grandchildren, you can absolutely just let all of the other things go away, because you know you have your grandkids for only a few days and you can always catch up on things. As a young mama, you're constantly doing things, right? But as a grandparent, I just sit and watch my grandkids, just how they learn, how they're growing, how they process things. And that brings me so much joy and so much energy. So when I leave my family, I don't feel drained. I feel more motivated. It's like someone plugged me into a light socket and filled me up with so much energy. So all that to say, I limit my time with people who stir up drama, complain, and gossip. I just don't do it. I don't participate in it. It doesn't serve anyone. I believe that, knowing what I know now and doing what I do now, everybody operates from a place of inner wounds and hurts. And I don't gossip around people. I don't gossip. I don't want to be around those people who complain and have drama. They're complaining from a place of an inner wound. And I know that, and it drains my energy. So I just don't participate. So I run my life basically on life-giving principles. I run my life on life-giving principles when it comes to the food I eat. I consume less meat and I eat more raw fruit and vegetables. Meat is super, super dense. So I don't eat a lot of it. I do consume fish at times, sometimes chicken, but mainly it's just fish and sometimes some eggs, but mostly raw fruits and vegetables, not 100% of the time. Like I said, none of this is 100% of the time. We have to be people in the world, go out to eat dinner with people at a restaurant and et cetera, just live life. But I find that when I eat more fruits and vegetables and consume less meat, I'm much lighter. I have so much more energy. I require less sleep now than I ever have. I rarely consume a carb and a protein in the same meal. And that's just because of digestion. It's easier to digest food when you don't consume a carb and a protein in the same meal. So that gives me a lot more energy. My water, I'm drinking alkaline water that has a fresh squeezed lemon in it, and I sprinkle a little bit of Celtic salt that helps with hydration. That sustains my energy. It helps me hydrate. And hydration, when you are hydrated, you have more energy than when you're dehydrated. Most of us are dehydrated. We're not consuming enough water. Can you tell that my health is important to me? Absolutely. I meditate midday. That is a habit that I've had for many, many years. I love to meditate. If you've never done yoga nidra, I would recommend that you do yoga nidra. It is a meditation. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of a rest, yoga nidra meditation is something where you can lie down and you go into almost a slumber state, but your subconscious is still aware. So that is a great practice that you can get a little bit of a rest, but still get a meditation that helps you with your thoughts. Or sometimes I do just a simple breath work session. And I love to do breath work because I can get out of my conscious mind and spend time listening to God's voice. That's where I hear it, my friend. That's where I hear it, is during breath work. And throughout the day as well. But breath work, if you aren't super tapped in to all that is God, divine, the source, universe, whatever you call that, breath work is a great exercise to do that. I exercise for energy. I used to exercise for the way that I look. I wanted to be muscular, pumped up, et cetera, et cetera. And today I exercise more for energy. I think one of the biggest things that I've done this year that has actually changed my day dramatically is I recognized I had some girlfriends over early on in the year last year, and I made them dinner, and I set out, it was nothing fancy, but I set out some cloth napkins, and I put out, special china, and we just had a beautiful time just being together and having great food. And what I noticed is a lot of them were so uncomfortable using my cloth napkins and using my china. They were very uncomfortable because they didn't consider this to be a special event. And at that time, it was a little bit of a wake-up call for me personally, because I recognized I probably would do the same. How often do I actually use my china that is in my cabinet that has been there for 30 years? Not very often. Why don't we use it? Why are we waiting for a special guest to come over for us to use our dang china? I am the most important person in my house. I should be using the china that we registered when we got married. My husband should be enjoying that china that we registered when we got married. And so it made me really look at things a little bit differently and recognize I'm going to start romanticizing my life on the daily. On a daily basis, I am going to treat myself as if I am the main guest in this house. And how would I treat the main guest in this house? That is exactly what I'm doing for myself. So cloth napkins, candlelight dinners, use my china, cook my husband's favorite meals for him that bring him so much joy and bring me joy to see him enjoying those. Wear the clothes that are in my closet that I love, but because I'm not going out somewhere, they have a tendency to sit there. I'm going to romanticize my life. My life is a Hallmark movie. That's what I pretend every single day. And I'm going to pull out those clothes that I like. And I don't care if I'm the only one here. I'm going to wear those, and I'm going to feel so fantastic in those clothes that I spent money on that are just sitting there waiting for a special event. I am the special event. Today is the special event. Romanticizing your life. Don't wait for when. The time is now. You deserve to have your favorite beverage in a wine glass as you're working. You deserve to have your cup of tea in your favorite china teacup. You deserve every single day to have a cloth napkin instead of a paper towel to wipe your mouth while you're eating. Treat yourself like that, and it changes everything. Gives you so much life sustaining energy when you are taking care of you on a whole new level, a whole different level. So, in my 58th year in this life, I've really have changed a lot of my habits and gone back to what brings me energy, what brings me joy. And it has to do with how I treat my body, but also how I treat others. Always looking from a space of abundance and looking for beauty in all things around me at all times. So just waking up in the morning and saying, okay, today I want to be love. I am love. Who can I love? I want to be love. And I'm going to enjoy the beauty in all things. As I'm looking out my windows, I'm recording this podcast, and all I see is trees that have no leaves. It's just brown. This is not my favorite time of the season, but I see the beauty in the trees because I also get to see the red cardinals that sit in those trees and the squirrels that play in those trees. And I understand and recognize the power of the season of the trees where they are almost in the season of newness. And when that newness comes, that is so beautiful to me. But the beauty is in everything. I find it in everything. And my friend, it's changed the way that I look at my life. It's not about when, it's about enjoying things today, enjoying the now, being present in the now, romanticizing your life, and using your life force to build more energy, not consuming energy. So God bless you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to share my favorite things in my 58th year. And I will see you on the next podcast as a 59-year-old woman. Love you.